Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into something you might not have thought much about, but I promise, it's fascinating. Ever wonder why certain colors just rub you the wrong way? It turns out, the colors you hate might be influencing your mood, your mental health, and even how you see the world around you. We're talking about the psychology of color, and how our personal preferences might be rooted in deeper emotional responses than we realize. Stick around, because in this video, we're uncovering the top 10 insights into the psychological impact of colors you hate. Let's get started.
Our first colour is red, and it's no surprise that this fiery hue tops the list for many people. We're hardwired to pay attention to red. It's the colour of blood, of fire, of stop signs. Think about it. In nature, red often signals danger. Poisonous berries, venomous creatures. Our ancestors learned to associate red with caution. Studies have shown that exposure to red can actually trigger a physical reaction in our bodies. We're talking increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure. It's like our bodies are preparing for a threat, even if there isn't a real one present. So if you find yourself feeling stressed or agitated in a room painted red, it might be because your nervous system is on high alert. It's not just in your head, your body is literally reacting to the colour red. It's a powerful colour, full of energy and passion. But for some people, that intensity can be overwhelming. If you're sensitive to sensory overload, it's probably best to steer clear of too much red. Yellow, the colour of sunshine, of daffodils, of caution tape. That's right. While yellow is often associated with happiness and cheerfulness, it also has a darker side. Think about it. Too much sunshine can be blinding. A room painted entirely in yellow can feel jarring, almost headache-inducing. This is because yellow is the most visually stimulating colour. It reflects the most light, which is why it's often used for attention-grabbing purposes. But that same quality can also make it overwhelming, especially for people who are sensitive to visual stimuli. On a psychological level, yellow is associated with anxiety and unease. Studies have shown that babies cry more in yellow rooms, and that people are more likely to lose their tempers in yellow environments. If you find yourself feeling on edge in a yellow room, it might be because your brain is interpreting the colour as a sign of stress or danger. It's not just a matter of taste, it's a physiological response. Green, the colour of nature, of tranquility, of envy and greed. Green has a complex history, and our reactions to it can be surprisingly nuanced. It's associated with growth, harmony and renewal, the colour of lush forests, rolling hills and vibrant plant life. Nature reduces stress, improves mood and boosts creativity. But green can also mean stagnation, decay and toxicity. Think mold, stagnant water and poisonous plants. In Western culture, green is often linked to money, envy and greed. Blue, the colour of the sky, the ocean, of sadness and despair. It's true, while blue is often touted for its calming effects, it can also evoke feelings of isolation, coldness and melancholy. Think about it, the vastness of the ocean can be both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The depths of space, shrouded in darkness, can evoke a sense of loneliness and insignificance. And let's not forget the phrase feeling blue, a common idiom for experiencing sadness or depression. Blue light has shorter wavelengths, which means it carries less energy than warmer colours like red and orange. This can make blue appear more distant, both physically and emotionally. On a psychological level, blue is associated with calmness, tranquility and peace. But that same calmness can also tip over into feelings of sadness, apathy or even depression. If you're someone who's already prone to these emotions, surrounding yourself with too much blue might actually exacerbate those feelings. It's like adding fuel to the fire of your sadness. Orange, the colour of sunsets, of citrus fruits, of traffic cones and warning signs. It's true, orange commands attention, but it's not always welcome. Too much orange can be overwhelming. It's often linked to loud noises and chaotic environments. The colour of construction zones and fast food restaurants designed to grab your attention. Orange is a stimulant, increasing oxygen to the brain, boosting energy and alertness. But it can also cause anxiety and restlessness. If you're sensitive to sensory overload, orange might be a color to avoid. Brown, the color of earth, of wood, of dirt and decay. It's true. Brown is a color that often gets a bad rap, associated with feelings of sadness, boredom, and even depression. Think about it. Too much brown can be drab and uninspiring. It's the color of mud, of dead leaves, of things that are past their prime. On a psychological level, brown is associated with stability, security, and groundedness. But that same stability can also feel stifling, especially if you're someone who craves change and excitement. If you find yourself feeling bored or uninspired in a brown environment, it might be because your brain is craving more stimulation. Brown is a color that recedes into the background, and it can make a space feel smaller and more confined. If you're already feeling down, surrounding yourself with too much brown might not be the best way to lift your spirits. White, the color of snow, of clouds, of hospitals and sterile environments. It's true. While white is often associated with purity, cleanliness, and new beginnings, it can also evoke feelings of emptiness, isolation, and even fear. Think about it. A blank canvas can be both exciting and daunting. A room painted entirely in white can feel spacious and airy, but it can also feel cold, impersonal, and unwelcoming. On a psychological level, white is associated with innocence, simplicity, and perfection. But that same blankness can also be unsettling, especially if you're someone who craves stimulation and variety. If you find yourself feeling uneasy or on edge in a white environment, it might be because your brain is craving more sensory input. Purple, the color of royalty, of luxury, of mystery and magic. It's true, purple is a color that has long been associated with both the sacred and the profane, and our reactions to it can be just as complex. On the one hand, purple is associated with wealth, power, and sophistication. It's the color of kings and queens, of emperors and empresses, of people who are used to getting what they want. But purple can also be associated with extravagance, artificiality, and even decadence. Think about the phrase purple prose, which refers to writing that is overly ornate and flowery. Or think about the use of purple in fantasy and science fiction, where it's often used to represent otherworldly creatures and magical powers. If you find yourself drawn to purple, it might be because you're attracted to its air of mystery and intrigue. But if you find yourself put off by purple, it might be because you find it too overwhelming, too artificial, or too closely associated with negative stereotypes. Pink, the color of bubblegum, of cotton candy, of gender stereotypes and societal expectations. It's true. Pink is a color that has been heavily gendered, and our reactions to it can be influenced by our own personal experiences. On the one hand, pink is associated with femininity, sweetness, and innocence. But for others, pink can feel restrictive and oppressive. It can represent the pressure to conform to narrow definitions of femininity. If you find yourself rejecting pink, it might be because you're rejecting the gender stereotypes it represents. Black, the color of night, of elegance, of death, mourning, and the unknown. It's true, black is a color that evokes a wide range of emotions, from sophistication and power to fear and despair. On the one hand, black is associated with power, authority, and sophistication. It's the color of luxury cars, of designer suits, of people who are at the top of their game. But black can also be associated with death, mourning, and the unknown. It's the color of funerals, of darkness, of things that are hidden from view. It can evoke feelings of sadness, fear, and even despair. If you find yourself drawn to black, it might be because you're attracted to its air of mystery and sophistication. But if you find yourself put off by black, it might be because you associate it with negative experiences or emotions. And there you have it. 10 surprising insights into the psychological impact of colors you hate. Whether it's red's intensity, blue's coldness, or pink's societal pressures, the colors that make us uncomfortable often have deeper roots in our emotions and experiences. If you learned something new today, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world around us. Let me know in the comments below, what colour do you dislike the most and why? I can't wait to read your responses. Until next time.